The fun fact that I oftentimes share during icebreakers is that by the age of 13, I had transferred schools a total of 13 times. This meant that I was the new kid plenty of times. Once you get past the "you want to play on the monkey bars with us" kind of age, it's harder to make friends as people have already formed their groups and cliques. I learned that it was very hard to break into these cliques, and I learned that I was actually the butt of many jokes any time that I tried. I was always the outsider. It meant for some very lonely recesses and lunches. It meant doing group projects on my own, which was actually kind of a blessing. And it meant that after graduation, the list of people to keep in contact with was very small. And I am not very good at keeping in contact with people. Sorry, guys. Here are some of the lonely things that I did during college in specific. There was the stereotypical hid out in the bathroom during the entire break period. I learned where the empty classrooms were just so I could sing whatever song what was popular at the time because the acoustics were actually pretty great. I wrote a lot of letters addressed to people I hadn't met yet. I picked up different hobbies and I honed my art skills. I actually drew out a little paper doll and I took pictures with him everywhere I went. I want to explain it the right way. My years as the new kid meant that for a few weeks or months of being in a new city or school, I was the newest thing to ogle at. I answered the same questions from dozens of different people, and I did all of the small talk. While I did enjoy some of these conversations, I've mentioned this before, I am an introvert. My social battery was constantly in the negative. Ever since I was a kid, my core memories are of me wanting to be left the hell alone. But being alone wasn't a choice I had, because in our culture, friends and family were supposed to be the best part of our lives. I was taught that I had no choice but this, or to be alone. I was taught that ending up alone was a fate worse than death. Being alone was a version of hell, a place where there was no light, and I had no one, and nothing, because I didn't deserve anything good. That was a specific line that stuck with me after attending Christian youth group, that I never attended again because of how much it scarred me. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to is, I was taught that being alone is going to be bad, that I should avoid it at all costs. One day, I looked at the people around me and I said, being with these people feels bad, and it hurts to be here, and I don't want to be here. A lot of the time I was blamed for not enjoying the blessings of other people's company, along with some other struggles and obstacles that I faced. It came to the point where even I believed that since I couldn't enjoy these blessings, I wasn't even somebody good enough to deserve them. I deserved the lightless hole where I had no one and nothing, because that's what I was told. It was terrifying to make that decision, but the religion affirmed my beliefs. But I still started spending more time alone. I was recently asked, how did you fight being lonely? Looking back, while I was definitely alone, I don't remember feeling lonely. In fact, I was starting to be happy in a way I couldn't describe. I could finally take a breath. I could actually write out my thoughts, or sometimes I was even allowed to say them out loud, even when there was no one there to listen. One identifier for depression is no longer enjoying the activities that you used to enjoy. And like I mentioned earlier, I was singing out loud. Something I didn't feel like I could do since we started moving around so often. How did I fight off being lonely? Simple. In my scenario, I wasn't lonely. I chose to be away from the people who were hurting me. With all my free time, I also got into some actual mental health information. While I was not a pro at social interactions, I'm still shocked at how stupid I was because I learned that I was actually being bullied. Quite severely, really. Which is why I rarely enjoyed hanging out with those people, like racism, xenophobia, homophobia. Jeez, I wish I knew. I learned more about what socializing was supposed to feel like. Even as an introvert, I'm actually supposed to enjoy my friends. I'm learning that being surrounded by those people, I was actually feeling so incredibly lonely. Being around the right people never made me feel that way. And some days, I have to be the right person to ensure I didn't feel lonely anymore.